أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمد عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما إخوة الإيمان السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us another opportunity to be gathered here today again for another Salatul Jum'ah. Today being the 8th day of the only month of Dhu'l-Qi'dah, year 1445 after the year of Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Makkah to Medina, which is equivalent to the 17th day of the month of May, year 2024. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this our gathering as an act of ibadah. And all the ones we have been doing, Allah accept it. May Allah continue to shower His mercy upon the noble soul of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khatimul Anbiya wa Imamil Mursaleen, the seal of all the prophets and the leaders of all the messengers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to be with him, his household, his companions, and we that were on his path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us together in our Jannatul Firdaus. In continuation with the discussion we have been discussing concerning Ad-Duah, who are sinful mu'min. Supplication as the weapon of the believer, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned to us in Quran chapter 2, verse 186, that we have been discussing since Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب الدعوة الداعي إذا دعاني فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. صدق الله العظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Nabiyuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that whenever my servants ask about me from you, whenever my servants call unto me without any intermediary, tell them that I am there to answer their call, as far as they believe in what they have called me for, and they believe that me, Allah, am one, and they exercise patience. So part of the conditions of acceptance of our supplication is what? To be patient with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we have discussed extensively. Now, we started discussing the activities of the acceptance of our supplications. Number one, we talked about the observance of 4 units of supererogatory prayer before Salatul Zuhur. And we mentioned different kinds of ahadiths that were narrated, were reported from Nabiyuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number 2, we mentioned concerning the time between one salah and another salah, waiting in the masjid in anticipation of another salatul fard, that whoever has that opportunity will be having a great opportunity in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Allah to answer his supplication. And we made it known to us that one that is more prevalent, that we can always have opportunity of doing, is one in between, the time in between Salatul Maghrib and Salatul Isha. And that's where we stop. Number 4 that we mentioned was as-sadaqah. That whoever is giving out charity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be answering his word, his call. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be answering his invocation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continuously to be answering the supplication which is that particular servant is invoking unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. I read an hadith to us last week that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Nabiyuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that was transmitted to us, that whoever sow a seed of charity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open his right hand and is going to accept it no matter how little of the charity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will receive it with his right hand, and that seed that he has sown will continue to be germinating on the right hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah will be nursing it for us, that seed will now become like a what? Like a mountain. The way we too, we used to nurse our calf, our lamb. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to be nursing this little seed till it's going to grow to that extent. And I told us concerning some poets that told us that whoever amongst us is a believer, Al-Karimu, a chosen person, an honorable person, Al-Karim, an honorable person, Aduhullah, Al-Karimu, an honorable person that is a Muslim, that doesn't give out what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are giving him. Whoever is giving out is an honorable person in sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if that person is a fasik. Al-Karimu Abibullahi walau kana fasikan wal baqilu adullahi walau kana musliman. Al-Karimu, an honorable person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will recognize, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will choose as his own personal person, is somebody that used to give. Walau kana fasikan, even if that person is not a believer. We discussed this last week. Wal baqilu, whosoever is a miser, he denies people from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him. Aduhullah, that person is going to be an enemy of Allah. Walau kana musliman, even if that person is a Muslim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not have interest, will not have any relationship that he wants to have with that person. Let's go to Surah Al-Balad, Quran chapter 90, verse 12. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that فَلَا تَعْمَلْ أَقَبَ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْأَقَبَ فَكُوا رَكَبَ أَوْ إِطْعَامٌ فِي يَوْمٍ ذِي مَسْغَبَةٍ يَتِيمًا ذَا مَقْرَبَةٍ أَوْ مِسْكِينًا ذَا مَتْرَبَةٍ فَلَا تَعْمَلْ أَقَبَ. You see this giving of charity that we are encouraging us to be giving. They will become Ad-Du'l Mujannada. They will become the angels. They will become the warriors that will be fighting all your battles. Giving charity, no matter how little it is. They are the one that will be confronting all your enemies. Those that are running after you, those that want you to fall down, those that want you to die, those that want you to have accident, that don't want your existence. Or you should be in the world, you should not have any meaning. Like Yoruba people used to say, they don't want you to die, but they don't want you to be a successful person. They want you to be begging up and down. They want your life not to have meaning. So what will be fighting for you in front of those people is what? Is the charity you are giving. Some people say he talks too much. Is he the only one that knows Quran? Is he the only one that knows Hadith? Let him even die. Let him even have an accident. That his brain should get disturbed. Some people will be thinking like that for people telling them the truth. And the people they are aspiring this for will never even know that some people are running up and down, taking his name up and down to fraternity, to occultic society, to Giran Sapi. He will not know, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what? Is the one that is protecting him. And the charity is given out, because they are the what? They are the Dhu'l Mujannada. For us to also to be able to overcome our trials, to overcome our challenges, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, فَلَا تَعْمَلْ أَقَبَ. That steep, that gully that you are about to fall inside, who is the person that will tell you how to come out from it? Maybe every one of us, we came out from our various homes now. To go back is in whose hand? The certainty, the assurance that we are going to go back, it's not in anybody's hand, except in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for us not to have any certainty in our life is a risk. But what is going to keep us so that we can enjoy whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed for us, whatever Allah has destined for us. Is what? That will protect us from all evil people. Is our what? Is our charity. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use to destroy the mountains of problems that we have is what? Is our charity. Falak ta'amal aqaba. Wama adraka mal aqaba. Who is going to tell you about the steep, about the ditch that you are about to fall inside? وَمَا يَعْدَ فِي بِئْرَ لِيُنْكِئَ غَيْرَهُ سَيُكِئُ الَّذِي فِيهَا هُوَ آفِلٌ. They might be plotting against you, the way they plotted for Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? They might have dug a pit that they want you to fall inside. But at the end of the day, they are the one that will fall inside it. وَمَا يَعْدَ فِي بِئْرَ لِيُنْكِئَ غَيْرَهُ. He dug a pit for another person to fall inside. سَيُكِئُ فِيهَا الَّذِي هُوَ آفِلٌ. Him at the end of the day that dug it is the one that will fall inside. What will lead to that? It is your charity that you are giving, your sadaqah that you are giving that will ensure that you fall inside, not you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْعَقَبَةُ. What will protect you from falling inside that pit? What is going to destroy your jackhammer that will destroy that mountain of your problem? Who will tell you about it? What will protect you from falling inside? فَكُّ رَكَبَةً. One of the things that you do is to what? Is to liberate the slaves. Ar-Rakaba is to bring people out from bondage. To liberate people. In some of our abodes now, we have the housemaids, our house helps. Some of them see themselves as if they are under what? Under a bondage. Because they don't have any freedom. You have all your CCTVs in your various homes, right? Even on your telephone, you can be monitoring what is happening in your home from everywhere in the globe, right? Technology has advanced to that level. You monitor your home, every room inside your house, anybody entering your house, you monitor it from your phone. You that you are doing that, the people that are inside the house, have you not subjected them to a kind of molestation? Not to talk of people that they don't have any freedom. Like our brothers now in Gaza, people in Rafah, people in Jericho. How will they come out of this? The only sadaqah we can do for them now is what? Is to send our dua. And if you have a means of sending them fund support, we should do that. Then all this will now be protecting us too. It's going to be a shield around us that what they are experiencing should not come to our own place. Fakku rakaba, liberate people from their bondage. Aw itiyamun fi yawmi zimmatgaba. All those that they are in deprivation, those that they don't have what they are going to eat, those that they don't have clothes, those that they don't have shelter, you should help them. If you are doing all this, they are sadaqah. Aw misikinan za makiraba. Or an orphan that is close to you. You should take care of him or her. If you are doing this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will liberate you from your troubles. Or miskinan zamati robatin. Or a less privileged person that cannot ask, and you know that he is a needy. You should support him or her. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you are doing all this, I'm going to reward you. I'm going to protect you. And it's going to be an act of worship because it's a what? It's a sadaqah. If you are doing all this, when we use this to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what? For a favor, Allah is going to grant us whatever we request. Allah mentioned again in Surah Al-Layl, Quran chapter 92, verse 5. Allah said, whoever we bless and he refuse to use out of the blessing that we, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has given him. Whoever we have blessed, and among what we have given him, part of what we have given him, is not spending it on his cause. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said we are going to make his life very easy for him. Whoever that we, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are blessed, because if we are not given
If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not given you, you can't give. So part of sadaqah, part of the lesson, part of the benefit of sadaqah, of giving charity, is that you are appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given you, and among what He has given you, you are also doing what? You are giving out. Allah now said, Wa amman bahila, whoever now become a miser, and we have given him, wastagina, and we Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we have given him, wakazzaba bil husna, and all the good things that he's supposed to be doing, he refused doing it, and he's depriving people from what we Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given him. Fasanuyassiruhu lil usra. Allah said we are going to make his path very difficult. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, you should give out. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not given you, continue asking him. And as soon as he gives you, you should also give out. Because you are not better than those that he denied. So sadaqah is number 4 among the activities of the acceptance of our supplication that we should continue to be doing on daily basis. As sadaqah, as we have said, is very, very important, not just only in Ramadan. Those that have capability of feeding 1,000 people during Ramadan, what happened before Ramadan and after Ramadan? So it's not only during Ramadan that we should bring out our wealth. Not only during Ramadan that we should keep feeding people. No, it has to be every time. It has to be every day. As merciful as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unto you, so also you should share the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unto people. Part of the benefit of sadaqah. There was a woman that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala afflicted her with cancer. So that we see the power of what? Of sadaqah. It's not what happened during the time of Nabi Muhammad. It's not during the Tabi'in. It happened in this our own generation, which is less than 10 years now. And the level of the cancer is at the peak. Our children are not here. Everybody has scattered. So they now engage a house help for her. Invariably a female that will be taking care of her. Often, this woman will disappear from her mistress. She will run somewhere to go and do some activities. One very day, this woman that is cancerous now asked her, "You, this lady, come. What has been your problem? Ever since you came here, after 30 minutes, you used to disappear away from me. What happened?" She now told her mistress that as you see me so, it was after 10 days that I delivered a newborn baby that we got to know about your own services, that you needed the service of a what? Of an house help. This incident happened in Australia. The house help came from where? Came from Kenya. She now said, anytime that her baby, a baby that is not even up to 2 weeks, just after 10 days, that is when she left the baby with her husband and her family to go and do what? To go and seek for money. Look at the distance from Kenya to Australia. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take poverty away from us. Because at that level, for a woman that just gave birth to a baby, just 10 days to leave her baby, she can never be heartless to that extent. Only God knows the degree of the level of the abject poverty that they are languishing in. The mistress now called her, the madam now called her, that tell me. She now told her that after 10 days that I gave birth was the day I left our country to come and do this your services. So anytime you see me that I disappear away from you, I have to feel the pain. I have to feel the pain of my baby crying. And my mammary gland will be paining me. And you know, for those that are married, if your wife just had a baby, or any woman that has a baby that is still suckling, whenever, or if the baby is about to suck, the woman will feel it on her chest. It is the bond from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala between the mother and the child. Even if the mother is not at home, If the baby is not at home or they are not together, if the baby is in a particular distress somewhere, the mother will be feeling it. يَخْرُجُ مِنْ بَيْنِ الصُّلْبِ وَالتَّرَائِبِ إِنَّهُ عَلَى رَجْعِهِ لَقَادِرٌ. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us. The woman now said, "Toh, I don't have this knowledge. I don't know that this is what happened to you. Me and you, we have agreed for 2 years contract." The woman counted the money of the services she's supposed to render for 2 years. She gave it to her. And immediately she booked another flight going to Kenya to her. That, go and take care of your baby. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of me. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will want it. The day she's supposed to go for chemotherapy or whatever, at something Dhu'l-Qi'dah, they didn't see that disease in her chest again. You can see the power of sadaqah. The day she went to the hospital, you know, they'll be giving her dates to come for checkup, to check for this, to come for that. They didn't find that cancer there again. This didn't happen during the time of Prophet Muhammed. It didn't happen during the Khulafa ur-Rashidin. It didn't happen during the time of Tabi'ud. It happened in our own generation. You can see the power of what? Of sadaqah. I can mention lots that happen in this our own area now. But the time to permit us is not there. So we can see the power of what? Of sadaqah. We should all try as much as possible. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, we should use them as sadaqah. That is what we can use as tawassul. Not any sheikh's name. Not bijai Nabiyuna Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You know, every time I used to say it, that this hadith they used to say, that Nabiyuna Muhammad said, tawassalu bijai fa inna jai indallahi azam. It's a fabricated hadith. It's hadith da'ifun. It's nowhere to be found. Nabiyuna Muhammad didn't say, use my honor to ask something from Allah. Use what you have done that is good. The good work that you have done. Use it to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's go to Riyadus Salihin. There are 3 servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they were traveling. And when the sun set, when the sun set, they can't proceed on their journey. They now hid inside the cave. Before the day break, the cave has covered them. The cave has covered them and they were 3. They now say, how will they get out of this place? Every one of them started mentioning the good thing they have done. Number 1 said, oh Allah, you know there was a lady that was supposed to have married, that I wanted to marry. That I wanted to sleep with, that I wanted to fornicate with. But she denied me. One very day she was in a distress. She now came to me that, Lillahi, help me. And I said, that thing that you have denied me the other day, I will do it now. But because she was in distress, she now said, okay, Toh, if that's what you want, lock all the doors. The man, because of his evil intention that I want to sleep with her before he's going to help her, she locked all the doors. The woman now asked him again, have you locked all the door? He said, yes. Have you locked all the door? He said, yes. Okay, what about the door of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The man felt sober. He had a second reflection. He now said, the door of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody can close it. That was how he left her. He now told Allah, he used that to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, if really I have done this because of you, I allowed that woman to go and I gave her the money, Allah, please take us out of this trauma that we found ourselves. And the cave, the door, the boulder at the entrance of the cave lifted. The second man said, Allah, you remember there was a laborer that worked under me. I was paying them their wages on that day. But he came work late. So I paid him according to the number of hours that he worked for. But he was expecting to be paid for 8 hours, for instance. So I paid him for 4 hours, half a day, because he spent 4 hours on the site. And he left. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used that money to invest. I used it to buy animals. I started raising animals. So after so many years, this servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now came. He now came to ask for his money, maybe after a decade. And I told him, that was your money of yesterday. That has been the profit the money has made. And I gave him everything without taking an iota of animal inside it. Oh Allah, if I have done this because of your fear, Allah, bring us out of this trauma. The boulder at the entrance of the cave got lifted, remaining the third person. The third person told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, if, as you have said, that وَقَدَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, if sincerely I have been following my parents the way I'm supposed to follow them, I've done this for them, I've done this for them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let us come out of this place. That was how the Buddha got elevated, and 3 of them they came out. So we should use what we have done, A'malu Salihat that we have done, to do. We should use it as what? As tawassul ilallah. We should not be using any sheikh, any malam, any mukaddam, because you yourself, in level of spirituality, you might be more than them, but we don't have any parameter to measure it. Use your good work, use your sadaqah to do what? To ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala direct. Even Kaaba, as I told us, you don't need to use Kaaba. You can only say the blessing on or around Kaaba. Kaaba is a brick wall now. Zamzam is a well. It was dug. Safa and Marwa, they are mountains that they used to climb in those days. Now it has been barricaded. How can you be using ordinary rock to be asking Allah? Rock. But the blessing associated with them, because it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that gives what? That gives barakah. So it is that barakah that you can use as tawassul. I hope we get it right. MashaAllah. So a sadaqah is very, very important. We should be doing it. It can be sadaqah to kalam. It can be sadaqah to mal. It can be anything that you can use to do sadaqah, but on one condition. It must be pure. If whatever you are using as a substance, if whatever you are using, a substance you are using for sadaqah, if it is not pure, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not reward you, and He's not going to accept it from you. So that is the 4th condition that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to be doing, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can accept our invocation. The 3rd. Number 4 is al-hilm wa adamu intisari lin-nafs. Al-hilm. There are 2 things now. To be patient and to endure. Being patient is quite different from what? From endurance. As-sabru is what we call patient, and as-sabru is of 3 types. Number 1, as-sabru ala ta'a. To be patient on following the injunctions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You must stand up by 5 a.m. to do what? To observe your Salatul Fajr. By this time, we abandon some things, some sensitive activities. We say, we need to go and hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. That call to prayer, we need to go and obey it. Let's go and pray. Following all the dictates of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, following all the dictates of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are what? They are ta'ah, and they are sabr. Because you are denying yourself for some things. Look at the time of Salatul Subuh. That is when Shaytan, la'natullahi alayhi, will come and whisper into your ear, so that you continue to be doing what? To be sin. But you will deny yourself that it's compulsory, I have to go and pray. Because you deny yourself a kind of pleasure to go and obey the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a sabr. That is the first sabr which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you for. Number 2, as-sabr ala al-ma'asiyah. To be patient in committing atrocities against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 1, example. Allah said, innamal khamru wal maisiru wal azlamu rijzun min amali shaytan fajtanibuhu. Anything, any intoxicant, including perfume, Allah said you should not consume it. Allah has mentioned it. 3 verses were revealed in Medina before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala totally banned alcohol. Now, this verse that I read now, Rijizum min amali shaitani fajitanibuhu. Ijitinab means what? To distance. So Allah will tell you that Allah did not say you should not drink. Allah did not say la tashrabuhu. You only say ijtanibuhu. And that ijtinab will be working for when you want to go and pray. We know somebody that said it in Kwara State. We know. It's there on social media. That Allah did not say we should not drink. He just said we should do what? We should distance ourselves away from it. And so also, the way they are misconcepting people's mind from zina. Wala takirabu zina. Innahu kana fa'ishatan wa sa'a sabila. They say Allah did not say wala taf'alu zina. Wala takirabu, sincerely. Takirab means don't go closer. Koraba. It's sincerely. But is that how we are going to define it? Is that how we are going to interpret it in Quran? La. So, not fornicating, not taking intoxicant, not doing all what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said we should not do. You know, the first one is sabru ala ta'a. This one is sabru ala al-ma'asiyah. What Allah says you should not do. Don't steal in the office. Don't help them. Don't support them in changing figure. Don't misuse the seat you are sitting on because you are the number one. Don't humiliate people. All the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said we should not do, and you refuse doing it, but you are interested in doing them. You know you are denying yourself. You are depriving yourself. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you because you have done what? You have performed another act of ibadah, and it's called what? As-sabr. That is the number 2 sabr. Number 3, as-sabr ala al-bala. To be patient on any affliction Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala afflicted you with. Number 1. Maybe Allah subhanahu, you got married, Allah did not give your wife the fruit of the womb on time. It's a bala. It's a trial from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You graduated from school with first class, but you are the one everybody is sending up and down on an errand. And the people that they advise to withdraw from school or that are third class, they are already working in Chevron and in CBN. That is why I keep telling us that as-sha'ada khairu min as-sa'ada. As-sa'ada khairu min as-sha'ada. Sa'ad, like my name Saheed now, means success. Khairu min as-sha'ada is more important, more benevolent, more merciful than what? Carrying certificate up and down. As-sa'ada, orire, success. Khairun min as-sha'ada is more important, more benevolent than what? Carrying certificate up and down. That they ask for this certificate, you have it. You have for this, you have it. You have it. Even you have A1 or under in your O levels. Your GP is what? 5.00. You broke the record in your school. That is not a success. Abi? That is why we should continue to be asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that His divine favor should locate us wherever we are. Insha'Allah. So, as-sabru ala al-bala. That is the third part of what? Of being patient. That is patience. Those are the 3 types of patience that we have. Now, al-hilmu, ha'ulamu wa mimu. Endurance. If we are enduring, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you for enduring whatever you are passing through, and it's going to be used as a yardstick for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer your supplication. Are we getting it? Al-hilmu wa adamu intisari lin-nafs. Al-ilmu is like somebody abused you. That person abused you, but you try to endure. Not what? Not to return back abusive languages. If you are doing that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be answering your supplications. I hope you can differentiate between being patient and enduring now. So, al-hilmu wa adamu intisari lin-nafs. For you to be able to restrain yourself from getting angry, to be enduring people, to be perseverance with people. Hadith of Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that establishes this one for us. It's from Saheed ibn Musayyib. Qala. This Saheed is a companion of Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you know all the companions too, they have their levels. The level where them Abubakar will stay, that is not where them Zayd ibn Aris will stay. That is not where them Usama will stay. We have the first class Sahabas companions. The way we have our grades in our various schools or in our various places of work. That is how the Sahabas too are ranked. Saheed Ibn Musayyib now told us that one very day, Bainama Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam jalisun wa ma'u S.A.W. They were sitting down around Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam one very particular day. Wa qala rajul bi Abu Bakr. One particular man in that gathering started abusing who? Abu Bakr. He started abusing Abu Bakr, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was among them. You can see, it's not just today that he started, that you see a reputable scholar, a God-conscious malam in our midst, or in your midst, and some people will still be denigrating his integrity. Especially all what is happening on social media now in Yoruba land. An example, you that you are Yoruba among us now. Tell me, who is a Muslim leader in Yoruba land that can speak that everybody will follow? Do you have any? The chief imam in Kwara, we say the chief imam. He might never agree for the Chihuahua one in Osun that is close to Kwara. The Osun will not bow down for the one in Oyo. The Oyo will not bow down for the one in Ogun. Those that did not bow down for themselves, will they now bow that they are Yoruba? Will they now bow down for Sultan Musa or Amirul Mu'minin in Nigeria? So everybody is just doing what they like. And on social media, you see small boys that just finished Idadi or Ibtidaiya. Because he understands Arabic and they have given him one small nakali, he now be destroying the integrity of people of the past. The only thing some of them know is to be looking for khata'u, mistakes. That man, ó ti jẹ ginawu, ó ti jẹ bi sorry for. Ojú ayé wọn ló sì kó lójú kan. So in front of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that is supposed to be respected, why am I saying all this? If you see a righteous malam in our midst, we should honor him with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him. Even if you are an irrational people, at that point in time that is in your midst, you behave normal. It's part of hadab. And if you are doing this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be listening to you whenever you call unto him. This person was not so bashful of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At least Muhammad in your midst is an honor for you. And you are now abusing his right hand man while he was seated, not even in absence. فَأَخَذَهُ فَصَمَّتْ عَنْهُ Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr now kept quiet. He kept quiet. فَأَخَذَهُ Saniya. The second time, this man abused Abu Bakr again. Suma azahu. Abu Bakr kept quiet. Fuma azahu salisan. The third time, he abused Abu Bakr again. Fantasara minhu Abu Bakr. Immediately after the third time, Abu Bakr now stood up. He now replied him with vulgar languages. Why Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was there. I know, I didn't mean it was even Umar. Maybe he wouldn't have finished the first one. So Abu Bakr was even patient enough. Now, what was the reaction of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Faqama Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Immediately, Abu Bakr responded the third time. Faqama Rasul. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam just stood up. Hina mantasara Abu Bakr. When Abu Bakr, when he returned back his own abusive language to that man. Faqala Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr now said to Nabi Muhammad, our jadita, Alayya ya Rasulullah. Ya Rasulullah, oh our master, you have done something that is amazing. You have done something that surprised me. Hinna man tasara Abu Bakr. Faqala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why did you stand up? When I responded back to him, he abused me the first time, he abused me the second time, he abused me the third time. I responded after the third one. When he was abusing me for second time, you were seated. But when I responded once after the third abuse, Nabi Muhammad, you stood up. Why? Your reaction to my action has sent a kind of negative signal to me. Muhammad, please, Ya Rasulullah, can you try as much as possible to bring tranquility to my heart? Because I'm not happy with your standing up. Faqala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah told Abu Bakr, Nazala malakum minas sama'i. That you see, as at the time that he was abusing you, Nazala, it descended down. Malakum minas sama, an angel that Allah sent from heaven. He descended down. Yukazibuhu. He was telling that man that was abusing you that you are a liar. All the foul languages you are uttering to Abu Bakr, they are null and void. So at that point in time, it wasn't Abu Bakr that was fighting for himself. It wasn't Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that was fighting. It was Allah's messenger, a divine messenger from heaven that came down to come and be fighting for Abu Bakr. فَلَمَنْ تَصَرَ وَقَعَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Abu Bakr that, you see, immediately you responded back to him, وَقَعَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Shaitan just arrived to come and support you. فَلَمْ أَقُمْ لِيَجْلِزَ إِذَا وَقَعَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now told Abu Bakr that when Shaitan came, فَلَمْ أَقُمْ أَجْلِسَ. I can't sit down again. Because me and Shaitan, we are two parallel lines that will never meet at Yawm al-Qiyamah. We are not going to have any intersecting point. He will be on his own, I will be on my own. So we can't sit down together. So that was the reason why I stood up. Indicating that whenever somebody is abusing us, as far as it's not what you have done, because there are two things. It can be abusing you with the disability or deformities on your body. Maybe one of your eyeball is bigger than the other one. Maybe one of your nostril is bigger than the other one. Maybe if you are looking at angle 90 already, it is angle 217 that you are looking. I was should be anywhere. Those that used to have cataract. Maybe that you know these are physical disabilities. As far as he or she is not using that to abuse you, any other one, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said we should be silent about it. That is what we call al-hilmu, not as-sabr. Do we get the difference now? That is the hadith of Saheed ibn Musayyib. A related hadith that was also related to this is the one narrated by Abu Hurayrah radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Abu Hurayrah said, Rajulun Shatama Abu Bakr, that a man Shatama Abu Bakr, he abused Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Fajala Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya'jabu wa yatabassam. So what that person did was amazing to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa yatabassam. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam then started laughing. Because what he was doing, all what he was saying to Abu Bakr, they were nowhere to be found. Falaikahu Abu Bakr. After some time, Abu Bakr now met that person. Fakala Abu Bakr. After Abu Bakr also replied to him, he now went to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He now told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that, oh Muhammad, what you have done is amazing to me. And when he was doing it, you were seated. Nabi Muhammad now related back to him the way Allah sent an angel to come and be supporting Abu Bakr. Because all what that fellow was saying about Abu Bakr, they were nothing to write home about in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the end of this hadith, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now said, Salasun kulluhunna akun. The first hadith was from Saheed ibn Musayyib. This one I'm narrating is from Abu Hurayrah radiallahu ta'ala and Abraham ibn Musakhar. In his own hadith, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now mentioned three things. That all these three things, they are hakun. They are things that we need to do. Ma min abdin zaliman bizalimatin fayukidi aniya lillahi illa akhadallahu biha nasrahu. Whoever amongst us, or whoever as a human being that is being jilted, that is being cheated, that they deny him his favor, fayukidi aniya Allah, they deny him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said he's the one that is going to help him to do what? To collect whatever his rights are. You are due for promotion. Somebody sat down on your file. They deny you first year, second year, up to 10 years. Those 10 years, what you are supposed to have gotten, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing them for you somewhere. And it might be a delay so that it's going to pave way for your own children tomorrow. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah told him that three things, that they are hakun, that are your rights. And if they deny you, me Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will return them back to you. Number two, وَمَا فَتَى اللَّهُ رَجُلٍ بَابًا أَتِي whoever amongst you, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens the doors of mercy his doors of wealth. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open it for him, yuridu biha dhillatin, and that person continuously spending what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him. He continuously spending it to do what? To tie the kinship of relationship together. Illa zadallahu biha kasratan. There is nothing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do for that person other than for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to return back to him whatever he spent in manifolds. Number 3, وَمَا فَتَى رَجُلٍ بَابٍ مَسِأَلَةٍ, and whoever amongst you that open the door of asking every time, asking, yuridu biha kasratan, he just wants his own provision to be plenty. Even the things that he didn't need is asking for them. He's not a needy. His level is above an average level person. His means of survival are not blocked, but he can cater for himself. But he keep on going up and down to go and seek for fi sabilillah, just to amass what? Amass provisions. Illa zadallahu biha killa. As they are giving him here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is opening a tunnel for him. That whatever they are giving you, I will be taking away from you what is more than what you have collected. So brothers, those of us, or those that used to do fine bara, corporate beggars, that is what they call fine bara. If you are doing that, just because you want to collect from people, not that you are desperate, not that you are a destitute, not that you are in a kind of situation that people need to salvage you. You are just collecting money. You call this, you call that, you call this, you call that. You know some people are like that. Please, can you help me with 2,000 naira? My child wants to go to hospital, and the child is not going anywhere. Maybe he wants to use your money to buy the child card for his child cheek. You call another person, and these people will be giving him. At the end of the day, maybe within 2-3 days, he was able to gather 100,000. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, as he's gathering it, what we are going to collect from him will be more than 100,000. These are the 3 conditions that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that they are haqqun that we must be observant about. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us from another Sahabi called Uqba ibn Amir. Said, one very day, him and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam were going. He now held on to Nabi Muhammad. He held on to his hand. He now asked him, Sa'atu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yawman min amal al-khairat, that among the good works that we should be doing, oh, Ya Muhammad, Ya Rasulullah, tell me one. Faqala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, he held on to the hand of Nabi Muhammad. Nabi Muhammad now called him, Ya Uqba, oh Uqba. He was also a companion. Still, man qata'aka, whoever among your family that doesn't want to relate with you, you will relate with them. Relate with them. That's why I keep telling us every time. Wasilu ar'amakum wala tuqati'u ar'amakum. Let's relate with our families. Don't let it be only the time that our elder brother or somebody wants to do marriage in our family. That is when we are going to be talking. Not when our mother died. That is when everybody will rush there to go and do burial and do fidal. Yoruba, you know there is nothing like fidal in Sharia of Islam. All these 3 days, 5 days, 7 days that you people used to do. It's not inside Islam. You are just doing it culturally. Majority or whatever you spend there, Allah will not reward you. And you see big malan, big scholars. Be telling them that when you say Sarah fun ya yin mo, when you say Sarah fun baba yin mo, e no le ro mo se yin iro ni. Kariani, ni na ge amakuche we do le se fun yi biki bayan rasuwan iyayen ku. Kariani. What Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us was that, or is that, anytime you remember your beloved ones that are no more here, anywhere you are, supplicate for them. Allah will answer it. Not until you gather people from Sokoto, people from Jamaica, people from this. To the extent that they will do the ceremony, they will give malam, they give them 30 minutes, and the musician will be there till daybreak. Uqba, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now told him, sell man qata'aka, whoever among your family member that doesn't want to relate with you, you try as much as possible to bring them together. And I keep telling us, no matter how little it is, on Fridays, let's send even an ordinary SMS, WhatsApp, SMS is 4 naira now, 160 characters. I think WhatsApp is more cheaper. Send it to them. Barka de Juma. Barka de Juma. If you do it within 1 month, within 2 months, his head that is somewhere else will come down. One day he might feel like, let me call him. This boy has been sending me Juma greetings. And you are even scared of that person to talk to him. He might come down. Allah might touch his heart. Still, man kotaka. Wati man haramaka. Whoever is denying you, that's supposed to give you, is denying you if you have given. Take from the water inside your own well. Go and pour it inside his own ocean. If he doesn't know it's right that he's supposed to bring from ocean to come and put into the well, so that the water inside the well too can be much, the volume can be much. You take from your own and go and give him. Ati man haramaka. Whoever denies you, go and give them. Warid amman zolamaka. Whoever has done wrongdoings to you. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Uqba that Arid man zolamaka. Whoever has cheated you, be pleasant with them. Show them that you are a conscious person in sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yoruba people used to say, that if you drop if you keep a substance here, and the end come there and scatter the substance you kept, or maybe for instance your food that you want to eat, maybe before you got that food, you recited the whole Quran before Allah provided that 500 naira you used to buy, that you are in distress. At the end of the day, one animal just come, you just ate it off. Instead of you killing that animal, you leave here the animal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You leave the animal. That is what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. Why man zolamaka? You that your father is Babalawo, and they have given you some things to go and test in your place of work. Every time you are looking for mistake that your Oga will do, so that you can test that thing in the body of your Oga. You now turn to Alijanu Beru, a demon that everybody is turning. Don't go to him. His father is an herbalist. They are giving him tested okay from village. Don't do that. Whichever power you have, don't do it. Why did Amman Zolamaka? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start evaluating every one of us, the atrocities we have committed, nobody ought to have been existing on this earth any longer. Nobody. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Uqba that be merciful on whoever has done wrongdoing to you. Conclusively, another hadith of Jabir ibn Sulaym. Jabir ibn Sulaym was also a Sahabi of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said Nabi Muhammad told him, La tasubbanna ahadan. Don't be cursing anybody. You know, all what we are talking about is what? Al-hilmu. To be enduring people, to be enduring situations, to be enduring any circumstances around us. That is the reason why we are reading all these hadiths. Jabir ibn Sulaym, there is Jabir ibn Abdullah, there is Jabir ibn Sulaym. They are all Sahabis of Nabi Muhammad. Said, Nabi Muhammad told him, La tasubbanna ahadan. Don't be cursing anybody. Faqala Jabir. Jabir now reported that, Fama tasabbu ba'dahu urran, wala abdan, wala ba'iran, wala shattan. He said, since that day that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had advised him, it was an advice. If you like, you might take it. If you like, you might not take it. It wasn't an instruction. La tasubba ahadan. Don't be cursing anybody. He now said, tough. Since that day that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, La tasubu hurran. A child, a freed person that has his freedom, like every one of us like this. Wala abudan, and a slave, bawa, eru. Wala bahiran, and camel, jamal, camel, himar, any of the animal. Wala shatan, and even a she-goat or a he-goat. That since that day that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned to him that La tasubu ahada. Since that day, he has never cursed anybody again. Either a freed person or a slave or any kind of animal, he has never done that. Faqala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now told Jabir ibn Sulaym again, La takiranna shay'an min al-ma'ruf. Whenever they are doing any good thing, La takiranna. don't let them not see you in that place. Anywhere they are doing any good thing, you should participate in it. Indicating that anywhere they are doing anything evil, you should not be found there. As I'm also telling every one of us. Any evil, any office politics, any places of work politics, either in your neighborhood, in your company, in the family, that are dirty, don't participate in it. وَأَن تَكَلَّمَ وَأَن تُكَلِّمَ وَأَن تُكَلِّمَ أَخَاكَ. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you, Jabir ibn Sulaim, you should be talking to your brothers. وَأَنْتَ مُنْبَسِطُ إِلَيْهِ وَجِهُكَ. When your face will be radiating happiness. Abashashatul wajihi. That you see somebody, first impression matters. Physical appearance matters. Before you say something, your facial expression will tell the person that comes to you that, I don't think I should be able to discuss this thing with this particular person that I'm going to see. I think his facial expression will not appreciate my coming. Has not appreciated my coming. So it's better I swallow whatever I want to discuss. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you should relate with your akha, your brothers, your sisters. وَوَجِهُكَ بِالْبَشَاشَةِ. When your face are what? When your face is what? Is welcoming. Those of you that you are husbands, those of you that you are fathers among us, that any time that your wife wants to talk to you, she has to go and call a third party, you are not a successful person. Those of you that you are fathers, that your children cannot come to you because they don't know when you are hot. It's every time. It's every time that you are always busy. You are busy at work. You are busy in masallachi. You are busy in the house. Then when do you want to be less busy? Your wife doesn't know the time she can play with you. She can pull your leg. She can touch your this. She can touch your that. She doesn't know. That is why you see some homes, no happiness in it. Because your wife cannot say this is your character after 20 years. The hotness in your body is more than that of a 5.5 kVA transformer. I told us about a Sahabi that after they left Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when it was so hilarious. When he got home, the wife now said, my husband, why this happiness? You are so overwhelmed. This happiness, where did it come from? He said, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, all of us from today we are going to enter Jannah. He said, if they give you the certificate, I'm going to withdraw it. The wife told him, it's an hadith. He said, why? Are you the Nabi that gave me? Are you the Allah that said? He said, I will take it. She put him in a state of ambiguity. The following day, they returned back to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'll get it there. Oh, madam, why did you say this to your husband? He said, yes. Iza kharaja faida, wa iza dakhala fasida. Whenever he's inside the house, we can't even play with him. I can't call him or call me Asuma, or your face look like John Chog, correct. She can't play with him. When he come back from work, the first thing to go and do is to go and touch the TV. Tell TV, it's the kind of person, as Ileya is coming now, Eid-al-Adha is coming now. After slaughtering the ram, he will cut all the pieces of meat and go and put it inside his wardrobe. Nabi Muhammad, some of us are doing it. Even lock it. He will lock the wardrobe and put the key of the wardrobe inside his powerhouse. Some people are living like that. The wife cannot call him. They can't do it. You are not going to end well. You that your wife cannot do all this with you. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his wife, they used to have a marathon. It got to a stage that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now overtook Aisha. When he newly married her, she used to overtake him because she was very flexible. She was not obese then. So she was light. So she used to overtake Nabi Muhammad. So when she has settled down, she has ate a lot of things in the house of Nabi Muhammad. Nabi Muhammad started overtaking her. How many of us used to do these printer races with our word? Inside the bedroom, when you can do it. Your own bedroom is your Arafah. Your own bedroom is your own Kaaba. You can do and undo. There is nothing on her hair. There is nothing on her back. I see the jumbo when you until Peru Ale Yodano. How many of you are doing it? So she told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that in the house, it's not approachable. When he's coming back, nobody knows the intention of what he's coming with. So he can never be an inmate of Al-Jannah. His wife denied him. How many of you, how many of us can our wife can say to us or tell us now that, Kai, Megidana Enkares to Alibaka Al-Jannah? How many of us? Every one of us. Let's evaluate ourselves. How many of us can say, if you die now, our wife will say, talk Oloma Baboko, mi ban fisa pa to Anabi Muhammad. You ne ka ibi to ba wo Olorun ko to osi. Ai an gama da kai kenan, an ce Allah ka sa shin da ka ga dama. An gama da kai. It's happening now. We are seeing it. We are interfering in some cases, marital issues. And the brother, the father, is always in the front row of the masjid. He's the one that pray from midnight till daybreak. He's the one that do all this supererogatory fasting. But inside his house is like Jahannama. You will never enter Jannah. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ya Jabir ibn Sulaim, whenever you are relating with people, you should wear a bashasha wajibu. Let your face to be approachable. Every one of us, the first impression we should give people about us is what? We are approachable. Let people see happiness on your face. Inna zalika min al-ma'ruf. This is part of goodness. It's part of ibadah. Warfa izaraka ila nisfu sha. And you should raise your trouser ila nisfu sha, above the ankle. Those of you that used to match trouser, Allah will not accept your prayer. Because it might pack debts and use it to go and pray. Warfa izaraka ila nisfu sha. Anybody that his trouser is stopping at knee is gulu. That is not what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us. If it's at the shin, that is your level of. But nisfu shat is just above the ankle, right? Warfa'u idaraka faqa ka'bayn. You should raise your trouser above what? Above your ankle. And then during the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, trouser like this that me and you would wear now. It's not rampant. They used to tie wrapper like those people from the other side. You know our people from the other side. Not the north, not the south. You know them. Early in the morning, there are some idiots among them. Their wife will carry bicycle and go and be farming. Then they will be drinking palm wine up and down with chewing stick in their mouth. They are doing it. I lived there. I live in Niger Delta very well. So I used to see them. The wife is the one, is the majority of their homes, their wives are their pillars. They are the one that will go and cater on the farm, cater in the market. And their husbands are under somewhere that they are drinking palm wine from morning till evening. What is going to be their end? Fa'in abaita fa'il al-ka'bayn. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if your trouser cannot stop on the shin, if your nisfu shat cannot stop at the shin, then ila ka'bayn, don't let it go beyond the ankle. Do you get it? Faqala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi Muhammad now concluded, wa iyyaka wa izbal al-izar. Nabi Muhammad said, Ya Jabir ibn Sulaim, unto you, the izara, for you to be dragging your trouser is unto you. Fa'inna min al-mahayala, because it is part of showing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you are arrogant. Al-mahayala or al-mihal or al-mahilla can come with that two terms. Fa'inna min al-mahayala. So those of you that you are matching your trouser, that your trouser extended beyond your ankle, that means you are among the what? The people that Allah is saying fa'inna min al-mahayala. That Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, they are showing that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you are giving us in abundance. So we want to show you that we have arrived. Wa inna Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, la yuhibbul mahayala. Allah doesn't love those that are extravagant. Inna Allah la yuhibbu kulla muqtalin fakhur. Wa kana al-mubazzirina ikhwanu shayatin. All those that are extravagant. It's not just spending money alone that is called extravagancy. You going beyond the physique, the appearance that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said you should appear, is also an extravagant act. Faqala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam aidan. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said again, وَإِنِ إِمُرِئٍ شَتَمَكَ, if anybody abused you, if anybody abused you, وَأَيَّرَكَ بِمَا يَعْلَمُ فِيكَ, he now use any disability on your body, as I've explained earlier. Maybe you are a disabled person, your leg is not balanced, one of your eye is not seeing, you are a partially blinded, impaired sight person. If you are that, and that person is now using those disability to abuse you, فَلَا تَهَيِّرُوهُ بِمَا تَعْلَمُ فِيهِ, you don't use whatever you know as a disability on his body to abuse him. You can see the hikmah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That person is abusing you with all what he knows about you. You don't use his own disability that you know, the one that are hidden. If you ask every one of us now to raise our clothes now, what we see on some people's body is going to be inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. You don't know that some people have goiter on their neck because it's always covered. You don't know that some people have goiter in their powerhouse. It is on the day that some people are bathing them that they will see. That is why if you know, you can't keep a secret. If you are fortunate that they call you to come and perform Salat Ghusl Janaza, to come and perform a funeral bathing for a corpse, and you know whatever you see, you won't be able to seal your mouth. Tell them that, please, excuse me. Because anybody that reveal anything you see on the corpse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reveal all your secret in this world and the hereafter. So Nabi Muhammad is telling us this even before we die. That your brother, your friend, your closest friend that now became your enemy, that knows all your secrets, that knows that you are an hermaphrodite. You are neither a male, neither a female, and nobody knows except him. And you only told him because you are finding solution to your life. He now used that to disgrace you in public. If you too, you know that you have two different ones, Abi. He doesn't have. We have some people that Allah created like that. They don't have anything. They don't have anything, and they are living. The front they don't have, but they have the back. If you know him to be like that, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you don't mention it. He has mentioned your own. He has exposed you. You don't expose him. فَإِنَّمَا وَبَالُ ذَلِكَ عَلَيْهِ. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, what he has used to expose you is what is going to haunt him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. There is another story attached to this particular hadith, but bikuratillahi ta'ala, we are going to stop here because I made an agreement that we'll be stopping by 2, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us of our shortcomings. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabiyyi ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala man la nabiyya ba'da. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us this opportunity to be here today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count this as an act of ibadah and accept it and use it as a tawassul for us in this world and the hereafter. Conclusively, we've been talking about the activities that we need to be doing so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept our invocations, we accept our supplications, we accept our duha. And all what we have learned so far are, number 1, observance of 4 rak'at before Salat al-Zuhur. Number 2, sitting down in masjid after termination of a particular prayer in anticipation of another one. Number 3 is as-sadaqah. Number 4 is al-hilm, which we just discussed today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it as an act of ibadah. And I promise to mention 7. Biqudratillahi ta'ala. We are going to continue from where we stopped today. And the 5th one is Mudarisatul Quran, where Quran are being read. And what is az-zikr? The zikr that we are saying up and down. How is it related to this thing that we are talking about? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spare our life. Inna Allah ya'murukum bil adli wal ihsan wa ita'i zil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar wal baghi ya'izukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking every one of us to do good. Ya'murukum bil adli, we should be just in whatever we are doing. Wal ihsan, we should do good. Day before yesterday, the first intending pilgrims of Nigeria for this 2024 Hajj, they left Kebbi State the day before yesterday. And as at yesterday morning, they are already in Medina. 482 number. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala support them and all those that want to go. And we that we want to go, that we have not got international passport and visa. Somebody can just come and call us from nowhere. And we go and we participate. How are we doubting Allah? Illa billah. Anything can happen at the dying minute. You might enter, finish, they will just shut down the Jeddah gate and shut down King Abdulaziz Airport in Medina. You might be the only person they are waiting for, and you don't know yourself now. Allah, anywhere your favor is, Allah, take us to that promised land. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. Al-Ihsan, we should do good. Those of you that you fail, that you didn't buy anything for your parents during Azimi. Eid-al-Adha, yesterday was exactly 1 month to Arafah. So today is exactly 1 month to Eid-al-Adha. Because it's going to fall on the 16th and 17th of June. That is the 9th and 10th day of Dhu'l-Qi'dah. Those of you that you have not done anything for your parents, and as I keep telling us every day, whatever you do today is a seed that you are sowing. You will reap it from your children if Allah give you one. Remember them. Remember them. And if your life, the alignment of your life is wobble, it's not straight, let them know that you are just in Lagos. Things are not plumb for you. The road is rough. Let them know so that your mother will know how to continue to be crying to Allah. You are living a fake life. You are not telling them your status. You are in Dangote refinery. They don't know that you are a laborer there. You are not an engineer. And anybody that hear refinery, they think you are in CBN. That you are just there, you are packing money. Let them know that your salary is 25,350 naira, 72 kobo and pence. Let them know. Rana Wanka, Baboye Chibi. Speak out. Let them know your status. You don't know who is going to help you. Al-Ihsan, remember your parents. Remember your parents. Remember your parents. If you have become a miscarriage in that very particular day, you wouldn't be here. If your father, with the level of poverty that he has struck him that very day, that he told you, Alaja Muni, Alaja Zuera, Wallahi akamata mujemu zuba de wannan ciki ne. But the mother said, no, magoyo ne dolu oma. Maybe shi ne zai zama yaro nagari. Gashi Allah ya ruwaito da kai, ka zama dangin nagari, kuma baka duba baya ba. Summa radadna asfala safili. Wa itaizil kurba, our family members. Those of you that it is just you and your wife, those stupid mentality, brainwashing that the Western brought to you. It's only you and your wife. Even if some people, subhanallah. If their mother is coming, their mother has to seek an appointment from her son. And the son will go and take permission from madam. Mama Nata Tezo. Why later? If your own life is not balanced, will she marry you? Maybe he's something they do under the bridge of Oshodi, she didn't marry him. You know, because your own life is straight. That somebody polish you, they polish you. The goldsmith that gave birth to you, polish you. Inside the furnace, at a certain degree of fire, they polish you that you now fit in society. That was why she knows she can marry you. Now your mother suffered, your father suffered today because you go marry one Algenia. She now said before your father will come, Haba. I don't want to believe that any one of us have those kind of unfortunate women at home, and we never have, inshallah. My mother dictate, except you pack your load and go back to your house. Remember your mother, remember your father. Majority of you that your road is still not open, your road are still blocked, it's because you forget them. Allah will give me a day. I'm going to mention to you, you see those are corpses inside the grave. They have 5 things that they used to say, and all what they are saying is still manifesting to every one of us. So if you see some people that they are at the apex level and they just come down, it is the prayer of their parents that brought them down. We all know all these social vices. Sata, those of you, you know the time that the diesel racketeering is very high here. The way I used to do, I thought even the operators should come and kill me and kidnap me. The way I fought them severely. And alhamdulillah, at least people that are listening to me here. I'm happy that my message is being adhered to. Among our own workers, they came to me, Oga, we are not doing it again. Oh, you are part of them? Wallahi, we had some what you said. Because your life can never be better. You should support. not to be destroying, is somebody that they gave birth to that has this investment, even with other stakeholders. Why can't you be among the stakeholders? You now say the stakeholder that you are going to be is a barao, or lady, huh? Do you pray that what you are doing, your children should inherit it from you? You jump from diesel, you went to cable. From cable now, you are removing some sensitive things on the systems. You ask Allah to remove one of your eye, and remove one of the leg of your children, and remove the right hand of your wife. That is what they are doing now. You are shutting down this system. You jump from this place, you go to another place. You jump from this place, and you eventually rely on it. أَوَلَيْسَ مِنْكُمْ رَجُلٌ رَشِيدٌ اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين وانصر عبادك الموحدين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Our security fathers, uncles, and brothers among you and among us that we are praying together here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to be protecting you. Those of you that you are carrying weapons, the weapons you are using, may they not use it against you. Those of you that you are still in uniform, the day you are going to remove the uniform, may your uniform not be soaked with your blood. And those of you that you have retired, that you are just here doing some kind of PP, whenever you are going to return back home, may Allah see you back home safely. We too, that we are in active service, we are looking at our retirement in front. Whenever we are going to retire, Allah, don't let us retire into the hands of death, sickness, and poverty. Because life after retirement is another part 3. اللسان جمع العافية. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اعداءك اعداء الدين وانصر عبادك الموحدين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين ولا حول ولا قوة الا بالله العلي العظيم. الى صلاتكم.